growing up in South Carolina, I was around punk and skateboarding, but there wasn't really any, wild style, New York style graffiti. It was just like, Darnell loves Gina on the side of the gym or whatever. So when I was 18, I went to New York, and just driving there, all the traffic, but looking out the windows of all the graffiti starting like 20 miles outside New York, huge pieces. And then some of the spots that looked like people either took like 40-foot ladders or rappelled with rope down this huge wall and did throw-ups out in the middle of this wall. And I was blown away by the lengths that people would go to get up. But I felt like you have to be born in New York in the Bronx, black or Hispanic, and then you can do beautiful lyrical letters. But white guys, no. 19, you missed your apprentice phase that starts when you're 6 years old. You can't do it. So that was, I was like, I'm close to 20 years behind, on this thing. But that was just my ignorance. But I did wanna get up in the same way. So I had been doing a lot of stuff with spray paint, but just spray paint stencils. Then I started making bigger stencils of like my Andre the Giant imagery. And when I saw that stuff in New York after I had started the project, I, first started to make bigger stickers, and then I started making huge posters and just started taking it bigger and bigger and bigger. I am going to show you how to mix up wheat paste, wallpaper paste, the glue that you use to put posters, flyers up on the street. It's a fairly simple thing. These are normal buckets, and this has residue of last weekend's pasting mission, but I've added some new water to it, and that's the nice thing about wheat paste is it's not like regular glue where if you leave it for a little while it just hardens. It only hardens when it's thin, so on a surface and then over a poster. So I'm gonna mix a little bit more. My favorite brand because of performance and economic reasons is this Golden Harvest Technobond that you can get at most Home Depots. It's like a synthetic wheat paste. It's in this powder form, looks suspicious when it's in your bag going through customs like this. Sometimes I take it out of the box because it packs more compactly and they're like, what's this about? But anyway, I haven't had anybody snort it yet. The nice thing about it is you mix it with water and it expands and takes on this sort of gelatinous consistency that performs really well. You mix it like this so it doesn't clump up too much. Keep stirring. We got a cooking show too. And you need about 1 bag of this stuff for a full bucket. This is a 3-gallon bucket filled up to about 2 gallons. It'll take a second. It'll start to get a really nice, thicker consistency, which when you're putting a poster on the wall, it clings to the brush and then spreads really nicely. It took me a while to perfect this because when you go to the wallpaper department of the hardware store, they've got a pasting brush, which is a little brush on a handle. If you were to put it in this bucket, the handle would be falling right into the paste. And plus, you can only paste as high as you can reach. What I figured out was that a slightly smaller than normal broom, like a janitor's broom, is a great brush. And it also has the same receptacle, like attachment vehicle that a roller does. I can unscrew this. And then also this is a roller extension pole, which is really gooped up, so I might not be able to show how it extends, but it extends the full length of the handle. Here's a brand new one of these poles. See what this works like. Bam. I can do an 11-foot high billboard, and that's all I need, and it's pretty compact. Then with these extension poles right here, this one goes up to 16 feet. So I can be dangling over a building, pasting down from the top, and do, you know, an 8-10 foot image going down from the top. This is my backpack. I just keep rope in there, and I keep a couple extra boxes of paste. Sometimes if I'm doing a really ill spot, I'll bring walkie-talkies with me. If it's a spot where I'm really out in the open and would be spotted easily if the police were to come by, then I'll use walkie-talkies. If it's a spot where I can't climb and bring the paste at the same time because it's too awkward, when I get to the top, I just drop the rope down to someone and they tie the rope and the brush to the bucket, and then I hoist the stuff up. Sometimes when I've been out by myself, I've actually just tied the stuff on the ground and then climbed with the rope, letting a little slack out at a time so that when I got to the top, I could pull it up. I've gotten pretty good at climbing. It's starting to thicken up a little bit. It's not quite there yet. It takes about 5 minutes. The way you do it, you know, you slap it onto a surface, you put the poster on, then you brush over it and push all the air bubbles out so there's paste on both sides of the poster. And it, you know, it forms a nice seal and it dries clear and it helps protect it from the weather. But this stuff is really designed for indoor wallpaper use, so it's not 100% waterproof. If it rains a lot, you know, there's a hurricane or something, a poster will eventually come off of the surface. But here is the magic ingredient. It's Golden Harvest soft gel. It's an acrylic polymer, and of all the different additives I've tried, this is the strongest. But this is like 40 bucks right here. So if I mix half of one of these into there, which is about the optimal ratio, it makes the price of that bucket of paste go from $3 to $23. I never know when I'm gonna get arrested and shut down, and you know, I want my spots to last as long as I can. I use this. When I was younger and I didn't have any money and I had a lot of time to go regulate and redo my spots, then I just went cheap. You know, or if you have somebody that works at the art store and you can scam this stuff out the back door or something, you know, great, but this is the best. I've had one spot in New York that's been up since February '96. It's just like the icon face, you know, like the one that guy's holding there. I call that the icon face because the original sticker was the one that says Andre the Giant has a posse, 74528. This Misfits knockoff is kind of a hybrid of that old school face, the scuzzier one with then the new one, you know, is the yeah. Hey, look, there's the sticker, the same image as this guy right here. Shit's freezing. Did some stuff in Philly last year. The stuff was freezing, like it hit the wall and freeze like so fast. But then we learned that if you mix salt into the paste,
doesn't freeze as fast. But we didn't do that with this. 'Cause I keep I've got a fold-up ladder that extends to 16 feet that'll fit in the back seat of my car. So I'll go out and use that in LA. It's really good too because you got a ladder and you're doing stuff in the daytime, nobody thinks you're doing anything illegal.
We pulled over at a gas station and we're hitting a spot on the corner, and this guy drove up in a beat-up car and gets out, and you know, you never know who's gonna want to bug you about what you're doing. Sometimes people are cool, sometimes they're hostile, but it was Dave Choe,
and we would just meet up and go bombing, and it was kind of just random. It was never really anything we sought out the plan. It was kind of just spur of the moment. Hey, you know, I'm here. Let's hook up and go do some shit. You know.
You should hit that one right there.
I don't know if I got anything that size.
You get those girls.
There's a tough guy now, bitch.
I just kept painting and drawing, and I think at that time my graffiti.
We should put one of these up, huh?
Thank you.
I love the delicacy of the kind of lace-like thing. I love the way that he's holding and pouring out the lace over the brick. I just think it's beautiful.
I have a lot of people stop and be like, hey, I missed the bus and I had to walk down the street, and now I'm glad I missed the bus because I saw you making this. And I'm like, you know, that feels good. It's like, okay, I could make your day a little better. Music gets me through my day in a way that I don't know that visual art ever could. And so whenever I hear people tell me that like something that I'm doing helps them get through their day, I feel like it's a reason to do it. I was like walking along Myrtle one day, which is where I live, and there was this new billboard, and it was like huge, and it was totally on street level, and I was like, wait a minute, no. I was like, not only can I reach that, but like, I just want to like make a presence and like take over the street in this way that like, that I think needs to happen. Like, I think that we deal really passively with what is now really happening on a large scale of like the visual takeover of our space. And people just kind of deal with it the way that we're dealing with all kinds of things that are happening very slowly in this country. And I find it to be a way to be active, to just be like, okay, this is my space. This is what I want to see in this space. This is what I'm doing about it.
Then you can't see us.
Yeah.
specific agenda that I want to say. I just want to see people creating and making and using like this really simple channel that we have, which is the walls of the places that we live in, and like the simple media that we have, just paint, paper.
I think graffiti isn't really the problem of the graffiti artist. I think it's a problem of the society. It's like they don't know what the fuck to do with artists in the society. Obviously, these aren't criminals. These are really talented people. I mean, God's giving them this talent, and then their idiot society doesn't know what to do with it. Oh, look, a rose is growing. Pave over it. People.
And now the end is near.
Everywhere I looked, I saw billboards, so I just kind of hijacked billboards to put my art on and to use that as a vehicle to reach the public.
This is clear.
I'm petrified of heights. I don't like getting arrested, and I don't like falling, so it's probably the wrong thing for me to be doing.
I've lived a life that's full, pirating billboards down each and every highway, and more than this.
You know, I'm just trying to just push the envelope slightly. Like McDonald's, it says fat food, PHAT, FOOD. Would they say that? You know, because a lot of people go, I don't know if they did that or not. I don't know if they're so out of touch that they would try to be hip, call it fat food, or and not realize the connotations. I'm playing right in that zone.
First thing I would tell people, you know, just starting out doing billboards, is do them during the day. Because if you do them at night, you look like an outlaw. If you do them during the day, then you look like that's your job. I mean, obviously you're up to, if it's night, you know, the real billboard guys don't go out at night. So obviously you're doing something. I think the second thing I would say is make them look as professional as possible. No matter what the message is, you know, what you're trying to say, make them look super slick. Like the time we got like a second-degree felony down in Dallas, I think one of the big reasons that we got popped is A, we were doing too many in one spot, but B, I was letting a lot of people like come do billboards that had, you know, absolutely no artistic talent, and they looked like grade school kids were doing these weird billboards, and they were also, you know, awfully controversial, and it was just, there was no doubt that we were up to something. There was no question, you know. It's actually, the materials I use is quite simple. You just go to a hardware store or a paint store and get wallpaper paste, the same stuff you put up wallpaper with, and it's the same stuff they use. And I have ran from the police and gotten away before, but it's generally not a really good idea to run from the police, because if you run and they catch you, you know, they could beat the shit out of you or get you for resisting arrest. They're going to be very angry by the time they catch you. You're a lot better off just chatting them up and acting like nothing's wrong, because many of the time the police have come by and talked to me for a while, and just because I'm so casual, I think they probably thought I wasn't up to anything, and they weren't sure at first.
Ascending to heaven from a world in decline, selling out the scenery, consuming our minds. Signs, can you see the signs? Are we as smart as we seem to be? Are we done by design? Why can't we see?
It's pretty amazing what he's done. You're thinking, well, are you intimidated, or is your competition? It's like, you don't understand. It's like you have this brotherhood of people who do this, you know? And when you see somebody else doing it, especially at that level, yeah, it's like, of course you're going to like them better than anybody in the world, you know? They're like from your secret tribe or something.
Ron and I did a billboard together. It was all his art, but I helped him execute it above the 01 gallery. It was Marilyn Monroe with the Mickey Mouse boobs with a phone number for a plastic surgery doctor, and which is perfect for Los Angeles. So I helped him put that up, and I think it got taken down like 2 days later. Okay. Yeah, now go ahead and jet. When you steal a billboard space, or not just billboards, any public space, even though the idea is that it's a democracy that we live in and there's freedom of speech and expression, it's really not that way. And I guess as Carla McCormick put it, to undermine the semiotics of consumption is very dangerous to the powers that be. That billboards are rented, the city gets to tax them, and the average person really doesn't have a voice. It's a spectator democracy. So to me, to take that space, whether it's a building or a billboard or the back of a sign or any space in public that you don't pay for and that you work out, you circumvent that system, it really is democracy function the way it should be. I think the reason I enjoy it so much is because you just get squeezed from every angle and feel pushed into a corner a lot by life, by the system, man. And it's just my way of feeling like I get to do something on my terms and put it out there for people to see without compromise.